What's up everybody, this is the Scam Man here, and today I'm launching my brand new NFT project that, I can't do it. NFTs are scams, okay? We all know that.
And by the way, Guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
The only value they have is what people believe they have. Because what can you actually do with an NFT? It's just a picture. So, if you acknowledge that NFTs are just pictures, you certainly wouldn't be the type of person to launch a whole project about selling pictures, right? You know where I'm going with this one. Our good friend Logan Paul, if you haven't heard, has been called out for his Cryptozoo scam, which was shown off in CoffeeZilla's 3-part video series. The allegations are pretty damning. Long and short of it, Logan Paul launches this game that's like meant to sell NFTs, but it doesn't quite work properly. There's a lot of issues with it. It turns out the people in charge of the project have been scamming each other and backstabbing, so it's just a colossal clusterfuck. Lots of people have put their money in. They have received no value for that. And CoffeeZilla really went in on this investigative journalism to track down people involved and come to the truth. Logan Paul has responded to this 3-part video series, but that response has been deleted, which is always a good sign. It's always a good sign when you're so confident in your response video. It's 7 minutes, and then you take it down 2 days later. I imagine you're all up to speed. I assume if you're watching this video, you've watched CoffeeZilla. So you know what? Let's throw our hat in the ring. Let's make some easy content and let's make fun of Logan Paul. Okay? Let's check out this response.
CoffeeZilla. I watched your 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's YouTube. You of all people should understand that.
While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions.
You can see what Logan Paul's tactic is right off the bat. It's not to show evidence against the points that CoffeeZilla made, but rather to say this guy isn't a credible source of information, therefore all his accusations, you should dismiss them. I learned about that in a philosophy class in college, man. You learn about fallacies. That's a fallacy, Mr. Paul.
Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
See? Facts, something you have gotten in the habit of twisting. Today I'm going to come at you with the truth, something that CoffeeZilla certainly won't tell you. And with this truth, I'm going to share facts. Facts that CoffeeZilla isn't gonna show you.
As you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
See, okay, it's like, you don't tell the truth. You're not a good investigative reporter. You're turning into a gossip channel. It's like, none of that has anything to do with the points presented in Coffee's videos.
You see, CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative.
Who said that?
Who the fuck said that? But his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative.
Which one of y'all dead motherfuckers just said that shit?
Who said that? Logan Paul? Was it Barack Obama? Was it Ned Stark? Was it Diddy Kong? Who said this? Law enforcement?
I happen to know law enforcement when I see them.
See, you can come up with any bullshit and say that, oh, so someone else said that. Someone else said that Logan Paul has tried to work on various crypto projects, but his work has been described as scammy and not anchored to honesty. That's right. So, yeah, lots of people said that.
He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance.
Bro, he's ad hominem. What's that? Am I running a scam? No, you're a bad journalist. You're like Keemstar.
But as opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in CoffeeZilla's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million.
Okay, so when I first started getting into this story, I watched this video first and I got to this part and I just fucking died laughing because I was like, what the fuck did I miss? What did I miss? You interviewed the man who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Like, imagine jumping into the story and just hearing that.
Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
How does that have anything to do with Cryptozoo? If anything, this makes Logan Paul look worse because, as you'll see, you like banded together with the Suicide Squad of scammers and criminals, and it's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You chose these people. These were your employees, right? You're making yourself look worse.
Who we'll be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm burning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits?
That was a good one. That was a good one, Logan. A fondness for orange jumpsuits. It's just spitting jokes and roasting people alive at the stake. You can kind of see, like, out of all the things that Logan could have addressed in this video, he's picking very strange topics. Let's reveal the identity of this guy and let's paint him as a criminal. And that'll somehow discredit Coffee's points. Somehow.
Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it.
Oh man, ooh. Even if you're lying to yourself, Kelly, you still have to believe it. Ooh. I bet he's reeling from that one.
And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional conman that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
Yeah, that whole Eddie Ibanez thing, it's like, how do you just lie to people and be like, yeah, I worked for the government and I helped the Eagles win a Super Bowl and like nobody thinks to investigate that? And it's, you know, like, you should be thanking Coffee for exposing that man as a con man. All Logan has really done in this video is shed further light on the shadiness of the team he hired to make Cryptozoo.
And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy.
Oh, that one guy that you had on that wasted money on my scam, he's been involved in other scams. Just that one guy, though. What does that have to do with anything? Even if it's true, what is...
You seemed pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch.
You can't hatch?
You kidding? You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch.
You can't hatch?
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
By the way, guy. By the way, dude. By the way, bro. There's a certain way people come across when they've really done their research. Like when I was looking into Quantum TV and all that shit, like that took me a long time to put together. Those few videos, it took me a long time to research. I talked to a lot of different people. I gathered evidence. I cast this net out. And that's what Coffee has done. Like those videos, Coffee, he's been working on those for a long time. And here comes Logan Paul that pushes out this video that's only 7 minutes long, and it's supposed to act as some kind of defense, as some kind of shield to this long documentary. It doesn't work like that. And the points he chooses to defend, well, it doesn't make him look good. Doesn't make him look good.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
Almost all NFTs are just pictures. And that's what you're selling people, Logan. Just pictures that are supposed to have some kind of value somehow. It's a scam. It's a scam, ladies and gentlemen. It's a scam. Now, when it comes to like independent YouTuber projects or like content creators trying to sell you something, you probably shouldn't take financial advice from content creators that are not financial advisors. You probably shouldn't trust someone like Logan Paul to create a competent video game that's going to earn you money and not him. I do kind of feel bad for the guy because Cryptozoo certainly, like, it for all intents and purposes started off as a scam, but Logan was the one ended up getting scammed and his audience kind of paid the price for it. So in a way, I feel bad for him. But if you didn't start the scam, you wouldn't have been in this position in the first place. The point is, if I ever start to tell you what stocks to invest in or what cryptocurrencies to invest in, don't fucking listen to me. I review video games, okay? That's my specialty. I might try to sell you some cool metal posters or like some care packages or whatever sponsorships. Or this cool Actman U2s that you should totally buy. Don't forget to buy some of those. But I'm not gonna tell you, hey, invest your money in this crypto project, because that can cause real world harm for a lot of people. The other aspect is I don't necessarily think Logan Paul is a bad dude. I think he's done some shitty things, and as much as people like to shit on him for the suicide forest, I feel like he has grown and changed and moved past that. So I'm not gonna hit the low-hanging fruit and pop a joke about that.
So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
There's a word that comes to mind when it comes to exposed type videos on YouTube, and that word is professional. You wanna come across like a professional, like you're not rattled or butthurt, and Logan Paul has a really hard time with that. He is clearly upset and hiding it as best as he can.
Why did you block him on Twitter?
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little fucking annoying gnat, and it bothers me. He won. He got to me, bro. He's the most formidable opponent I've had. I'm not kidding.
Once your opponent sees weakness like that, it almost confirms the suspicions, you know what I mean?
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth.
Substantiate any evidence? My dude, there were receipts all over the videos. And you know, he interviewed the people involved, and one of your closest associates. The motherfucker somehow got your guys' private group DMs. Probably from Crypto King. And Logan's not saying that stuff's fake. He's not saying, oh, those messages are fake. Law enforcement has described you as a butthole who is a liar. And law enforcement also said that I would never scam anyone.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and broke laws, you still published the defamation.
Defamation, my guy. If it's true, it's not defamation. If you call it defamation, you're implying it is not true. Show us that these allegations are false. Put up or shut up.
Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team.
True or not. Now, I also understand that Logan's probably in some kind of like legit legal stuff. And, you know, instead of focusing on the guy who's exposing all of this, you should probably focus on the two people who fucked you over. Maybe that might be a better use of your time.
Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on Cryptozoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces.
I think for the most part that's true. I think they're obviously going to try to make money, because why would you put all this effort, time, and your own money into a project if you're not trying to turn a profit? You guys talked about that in the DMs that he showed. But I do believe that those two haven't made any money.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake. He's got good edits there. I'm not gonna lie.
Jake the Snake is no longer affiliated with Cryptozoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation.
I think most people would ruin their reputation for $6 million. I wouldn't. That's also the thing, is like reputation. It's not worth making money if it means my reputation goes down the drain. Because what matters most to me is that people just continue to watch my shit and enjoy it, because I'll get paid if that happens. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. It feels like people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul and some of those other shitty YouTubers, they're totally willing to do nefarious things to make more money, and just they're able to kind of like slide under the radar and keep some modicum of a decent reputation among some people, and that's why they keep doing it.
As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout.
If you're unable to speak on certain things, perhaps you should have reconsidered making this video. Perhaps you should have spent more time prepping your defense. Maybe.
I do appreciate you calling out.
God, I'm sick with that edit, man. Look at how dumb you look.
I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information.
What is this crucial piece of information?
See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that Cryptozoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends?
Who are you? Who are you to decide such a thing? Well, Logan, from his video, it seems you went like a full year without talking about Cryptozoo. So everyone just kind of assumed that you had, cut ties with it and moved on to the next thing. It seems like you're only redoing the project because of this video series. That's just the impression I get. Because why else would you be making this video, and why else would you be, reopening the Cryptozoo case files?
I got everything stolen from me in our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece, fully knowing I was innocent.
Fully knowing you were innocent, my guy. You just said that NFTs are just pictures. It's like, it's a scam. NFTs are a scam. You started an NFT project. It's not defamatory if it's the truth. You probably should have come out with some statement like, hey, something bad has happened with Cryptozoo. We're working to resolve it. And you should have put out some kind of statement on the matter. That's kind of like what the issue is. You also had multiple opportunities to talk with CoffeeZilla. It's not like you didn't know he was making these videos. He reached out to your manager.
Fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio.
Did you really just put on a whole outfit just for like a little gag like that? Why didn't you Photoshop an interesting background?
Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
Objection! Why are you focusing on the videos that exposed the people who scammed you, Logan? Why do you care? You're not even talking about like the people that were negatively affected by this, like your audience, your fans, people that trusted and believed in you. That's who you should be addressing. You should be taking the heat and saying, I'm gonna do what's right. I'm gonna reimburse the people who were screwed over. We're gonna continue the project, and we're gonna do the best that we can do to deliver on the promises we made. That's what you should say, but you didn't, because you know in your heart of hearts it's a scam.
Maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me personally, not my manager Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly.
What's the point of having a manager if they don't manage your affairs? Maybe you should have a talk with your manager about why he didn't bring this to your attention. Hey, some guy called me, looking for information. He's asking questions, wondering if this is a scam. Logan, maybe we should talk to this guy. What's the point of your manager?
The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve, after the fact, was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, at any given moment, I have like thousands of unread DMs across Discord, Instagram, Twitter. So if there's a very good chance someone like Logan would never have seen CoffeeZilla's message. But that's like the point of a manager, is they're supposed to inform you about important shit and affairs. And if it's the third time he's reaching out, it's like, okay,
Trust me, Cryptozoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it. And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false.
You haven't explained how it's false. You didn't take any accountability. You haven't addressed any points. All you did was just try to say that, try to discredit him as a source of information and the people in the video as a source of information, not the points or the evidence themselves. You didn't discredit that or anything. Law enforcement described him as a liar who makes videos for clickbait and money. That's your defense.
This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation.
This video is for your fans? You didn't say shit about your fans or anybody who invested in Cryptozoo. People just wasted their money on that.
And lastly, CoffeeZilla. I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as
Clout and money? I don't know, man. That's a byproduct. The dude runs a channel about exposing scams. I'd say those people are doing a good thing. People like Jim Browning or Mark Rober, those guys are doing God's work. They're exposing scams online. You can't really label clout and money as the main motivation. That's just like a byproduct of a good series of videos that were well researched, well presented, and entertaining.
So I'm not gonna come on any of your podcasts. If you wanna come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one.
You can come on my podcast so that I can control the narrative and so that I can control the space and whatever is said. Come on, dude.
If not, we're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build Cryptozoo, and I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in court. So you're gonna sue CoffeeZilla for defamation somehow. You like how the egg just hatches into another egg? Oh God. Okay, so that was terrible. You can see why he deleted this video. It really doesn't take any accountability or address any of the points CoffeeZilla made. In fact, it just kind of tries to redirect the conversation away from the actual conversation into, just like, you're defaming me, and those people you had on your video, they can't be trusted. Therefore, you're wrong. Now, to be fair, CoffeeZilla has updated people saying, Logan called me, he said he's deleting the 2 responses and is dropping the lawsuit threats. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refunds the victims of Cryptozoo. That's what matters. Exactly. That's what it should have been. It's easy to have those knee-jerk reactions and to just shit out a terrible response video, but it makes you look even worse, man, and that's what Logan did. Hey, all, just wanted to update you. I deleted my initial response to Coffee's series. It was brash and misaligned with the true issue at hand. So I called him today and apologized. The war is not with Coffee. I'm glad he realized this, but it was still fun to make fun of his shitty response video, because that's what we do here on YouTube. All for clout and money, right? So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to Actman TV for more awesome content. All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Actman signing out. Peace.